Alright, so the first night we got into Johannesburg, this is a Baptist missionary, I guess compound for lack of a better word, that you can rent out for a night. The roads aren't the safest to travel overnight, so with a 6-hour trip, we came here, got a few hours of sleep before we headed out. And no mission trip would be complete without getting new tires before you hit the road. Get new tires on the trailer. These are just scenery as we were driving. Totally different than what I expected Africa to be. This is Lesotho inside South Africa. So up on the left corner, you'll see Maseru with the red square. Mm-hmm. We were just south of that by about a half hour where we were working at. We crossed the border at Maseru, and then we were only just a little ways into Lesotho. This is the border crossing. All right, so this is the Peterson family, and they were here for a service earlier last year, if I remember correctly.
Right.
But Wes and Misty and their children, and then Dusty and myself. Jeff is in the back with the white hair, and Sean, and then Caleb and Clark. And this is the Galt family. And just a little interesting background. Glenn and I went to first grade together in Colorado Springs. And I don't know that we had talked to each other really since then. Had a lot of old memories, did a lot of catching up.
Every morning when you'd wake up and walk out the front door, you'd hear all these bells. And that's the way they keep track of their animals. Their animals have all shapes and sizes of bells. There'll be sheep with bells that they can hardly hold their head up walking across the thing with it. And then they would take these ox carts across to the fields. There's like ravines in between where the town was and where all their fields were. And they'd drive these ox carts through with all their tools rattling and everything over to the fields every day to get their work done for the morning.
Alright, so it's not, or there, cleared up. So the brick on the left side, the building without the roof, that was what our goal to put the roof on was. So our goal was put the roof on, get metal as much as we could on it, and then put in some windows. And there's some interior walls we did. And that's from the end. And then this is the inside of the main church. They had a company come in and do the concrete and the main metal building. Put all the metal on and build most of that. And then up in the front of church, there's a platform sort of thing up there, and we put up a couple walls on each side of that and put drywall on them also. And then we put a couple windows in. And this was, it's hard to see, but the truss layout made by Dad and Uncle Jeff was, or there it is on the floor, and that's what we used to lay out our trusses. We had to make 11 of them, I believe. So it's just a work in progress. This is the first truss we got up. Then this is at the end of day one, we got all the trusses up, and built and up, and secured mostly. Got a little bit to do the next morning. And then that's just cutting metal. So this, it will. Anyways, down on the top corner of this little building here, you can see like where there's this rock on the left. There's buildings right beside that rock. was the, so Wes Peterson has a work crew with him, and his foreman lives in that little house. It's probably about 12 by 12, maybe, probably smaller. But he has a wife and a kid, and they all live in that, and it's just a single room. So that's what they live in.